And the basic common element in all those possibilities is exactly the fact that the accumulation, the innovation, the creation, it's always guaranteed by the fact that we can share, that we can have the right to access, and by having access, the right to transform, to use, to increase, to aggregate, you know, other things, and then to build, the idea of building. It's the idea of building. What is building? Building, it's putting one thing on over the other, over the other, over the other, over the other, and then having a final building. But what's the final building? There's no final building. There's no. The sky is the limit for intellectual creation, you know. The Empire State Building, there is no height, you know. It's heightless. It's up to the skies. I mean, it's been like that, you know, from the very beginning, from the very moment the man had the first idea and communicated that idea, and through communicating that idea, they could be able to make a tool, to make an instrument, to make a machine, to make whatever. It's valid for science. This is valid for art. This is valid for religious ideas, for whatever. I mean, look at what was God for primitive people. What is God now for ourselves? I mean, how, you know, how much we have been possible, you know, it has been possible to increase the idea of God, you know, through times, exactly by sharing, you know, but letting discussion, but let dilemma be established, you know, competition of ideas and everything in that sense, you know. So this is what it's all about, you know. Keep it open sources, you know, for everything, for everybody.
So we can take some questions now. I think we have like 5 or 10 minutes. Carrie? Yeah.
Hello.
I need to take.
Okay. We share
the other one.
It's all
We do have about
common mic.
5 or 10 minutes. We can have a few questions.
Thank you for your talk. I'd like to know, or could you talk a little bit about...
A little closer to the microphone because we can't hear you.
Is that better? Could you talk about how the open source and the other thoughts that are part of the open source concepts and Creative Commons deal with the aggregation of resources that are required to go through the developmental process before something is created, in the sense that in some instances there is a lot of capital or resources that are necessary to create an intellectual property. What are the thoughts that are going on in open source thinking that have to do with how the developmental process aggregates its resources?
I'm not sure I understand the question. So, in the developmental process, I'm not sure.
You're saying that sometimes, you know, to progress with some inventing process or constructing something, you have to invest a lot. And sometimes it means money, it means financial resources, and so and so and so. not. Yes, but why? What's the purpose of doing that? What we are producing for? What we are creating something for? That's the question. Just for a bunch of shareholders to make money, or for the progress of humanity as a whole, as a bigger concept, as a bigger goal? That's what it's at stake. Not the fact that sometimes we cannot have innovating processes or creative processes without material means. Of course we need means. We have to have machines, we have to have computers, we have to have raw materials to create new things, and there are costs involved. Of course, but we can pay, we'll pay. Society will pay for that. Humanity as a whole will pay for that. We're going to pay for that. And as we pay for that, we'll have the profits of what we are investing. That's the question. Not establish that the one who has the money has all the rights. No, the one who has the money has part of the rights. The other ones have the rest of the rights.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I'm wondering if you are aware of the anti-counterfeiting trade agreement, ACTA, and if you have any position on that, how it would affect sharing of information or digital rights management.
Which agreement you're talking about?
ACTA, Anti-Counterfeiting Trade Agreement. It's an international trade agreement.
Oh, there are so many of them. So many of them. And always basically informed by that greedy, thing. It's basically that. I mean, OMC, the commercial world. WTO, World Trade Organization, and their intellectual property organization, and their work, labor, ILO organization, all of them, I mean, they are instructed basically by the corporate interests today. That's the question. That's the only thing that we are questioning here, is the monopoly attitude, monopolistic attitude, by the corporate. The corporate, they have the right to be. They are very important. They do beautiful things, They guarantee the progress of science, of technology, of everything. But by doing that, they don't have the right to monopolize all the consequences of what they do, and all the profits of what they do. They have to share, and they have to admit that the sharing processes, the peer-to-peer processes, the wiki processes, are helping them to construct. Let me just give an example now for you. Hollywood movie industry. Os efeitos especiais, the special effects that they did before, each company, Warner, Universal, whatever, they had their own labs, so to speak, own studios, own labs to process the special effects for Star Wars and for